And welcome to episode 32 of Not Quite Nerds. On this
Crazy.
I was going to say, I wasn't going to say it. I was going to say, I was actually going to say, and it's not crazy. On this week's episode, we're going to find out where Mal got to in her Mallory's Marvel Madness. We're going to talk about what's coming in March 2026, this month, because we had Scrubs last week, and now we've got some other big shows coming out, and we've got some news as well. So let's get on with it.
So, Mallory, where have you gotten to this week?
I did pretty well considering I had a busy week. So I have finished Jessica Jones season 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Avengers Infinity War,
Whoa!
Captain Marvel mid-credit scene,
Whoa!
Ant-Man and the Wasp credit scenes,
Okay.
and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 5 episodes 19 through 22.
Wow. I mean, considering, Max gave you a little bit of shit last week for only doing one thing.
Yep.
Granted, it's 13 episodes. But since then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. Granted, a couple of them are just credit scenes, but still, that's 6 things.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive, and I think I did say after giving you shit for just watching the one, actually you'll start flying through things now because heavy lifting TV is behind you, and we're into movies apart from a couple of TV shows.
Yeah, I have a feeling the next couple weeks are going to be a little slow for me.
Okay.
Because I've upcoming all of season 6 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is 24 episodes, Blade 2, and then all of season 7 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is 24 episodes, I think. So that's a lot.
And that is some, especially that season 7. I mean, hold on to your butts. Is that some good TV?
I mean,
the sarcasm is dripping.
I was going to say, I think that was sarcasm. I cannot confirm or deny, but I'm sure we'll find out in about 6 weeks' time when Mallory's out.
Although, listen, I will say, I think, if I remember correctly, and again, statute of limitations is so far gone. I'm pretty sure that season 7 is the season where Coulson is an LMD, and they end up back in time in the 20s or something. Is that? I feel like that happened. It's either
right.
It's either season 6 or season 7 that happens, where they're in the 20s or the 30s or something along those lines. Yeah. And that period stuff is kind of interesting, but yeah, I don't know.
It got that bad. They were like, how can we make this interesting? Let's just change the period.
Which is interesting because, and we're jumping ahead, but season 5 was supposed to be the series finale. So they ended season 5 as if it was a series finale. So they were going to bring it back for 1 or 2 more seasons or at all. They should have had good stories prepared. Otherwise, they should have just left it as a series finale.
Well, yeah, because I do remember season 5, that did feel final, and then
it was.
Yeah, it felt.
At Comic-Con, they talked about it, that they all thought they were done. They said goodbye, and then ABC was like, we'll bring you back.
And I suppose it makes sense, because if it takes place in the 5-year time jump, it can explain why there's no superheroes. It's an easy out for them. Why have we not got involvement from superheroes? Oh, because most of them disappeared.
Yeah.
What have we got? We've got our own. Because if we knew that Endgame was just coming back 5 years later, so it gave them 5 years to play and not touch any Marvel stories. It gave them that sort of ring-fence 5-year period where they could be exploring whatever world they wanted in it, and then move on. The question I've got is, why did we decide Blade 2 was going in there?
Oh, because we were putting all the Blades kind of randomly where they made sense.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do back-to-back seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so
I think it was more just to break up.
Okay.
To break stuff up, because I think you had originally said, Max, just to put it in release timeline, where it was released in the year, but I think that
makes sense. I feel like I can remember that conversation now.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. And Blade 3, which is, the pinnacle of all Blade movies.
Oh, yes.
Great. Can't wait. Looking forward to that.
It's Ryan Reynolds. It's a very young, but it's Ryan Reynolds.
It is a very young Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some good stuff.
Okay. Let's go good. Jessica Jones season 3.
I loved that season.
Yeah.
I thought Jessica Jones season 3 is exactly what I wanted from Jessica Jones season 2, where she is doing her private investigation thing, and she gets pulled into this other story.
Mhm.
That's what I wanted. I didn't need a whole backstory with the mother. I wanted season 3. I liked that the bad guy wasn't a enhanced person. I like the bad guy was just a bad guy.
By the way, we can call them superheroes because we aren't in Agents of Shield, so we are allowed to call them just heroes.
But they can't be heroes if they're bad.
Well, I mean, they're super powered,
Yeah,
not
but they're
enhanced.
not
Right? We can not be enhanced.
Shut up! Like they're just a regular person.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Regular
Yeah.
human serial killer.
Yeah.
I liked that. I also liked I always loved the relationship between Jessica and Trish.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed how that relationship changed this season because at the end of season 2, Trish got powers.
That's what I was going to ask. Does she still have? I forget. Does she still have the enhanced abilities in season 3?
She only has enhanced abilities in season 3.
Oh, that's it. Okay, that's where it was. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So, because she got them at the end of season 2,
That's
she
right.
never didn't realize it, and then that was all of season 3.
That's right.
And I enjoyed watching their dynamic where you have Jessica, who's never wanted to be a hero or want the powers, and she's always been cranky about it, but she still does good things. And Trish, who wanted the powers, wanted to be a superhero, and turned into the villain.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that relationship. I enjoyed the relationship between Jessica and the bad guy. I just really liked the season. And a little Easter egg in the season finale, little Kilgrave voiceover at the end. So couldn't get rid of David Tennant.
You can't get rid of David Tennant.
Much to Mallory's overwhelming joy, which I think is why she likes season 3 so much more. I think that's the reason why. Just more David Tennant.
No, it wasn't even David Tennant. It was just one little sentence.
So what you're saying, Luch, is if Kilgrave had showed up in Luke Cage season 2, Mallory's, what did it end up being, 4?
He would have had it would have been a 12.
Yeah, it would have been a 12, right? Just David Tennant's appearance.
No. Because
how do you save Cloak and Dagger? Stick David Tennant in there as Kilgrave.
Yep.
David Tennant was in like 2 episodes of Jessica Jones season 2, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
I mean, so on that, the final trailer's dropped for Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
I've not seen it yet.
Jessica Jones makes her appearance in it.
Yes.
And she was in the original trailer because that was at Comic-Con. And she was at Comic-Con. It was great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Did you hang out loads?
We hung out. Best friends.
She gave you Tennant's number.
Me?
Tennant's wife blocked you. Put the restraining order out there.
Mal slid into David Tennant's DMs.
Okay, first of all, first things first, you guys are screwing up which doctor I would want to hook up with.
True.
That's
true.
I want the Tennants to adopt me, and I can just hang out with them at all times. I feel like me and Georgia Moffat would be best friends.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
Guys, get it together.
So, just switching back after that tangent, so drink. Yes, it looks lighter. It's almost got like a tongue-in-cheek moment, I think. The way the lines are delivered, it doesn't seem like it's the deep, dark Jessica Jones. It looks like we're getting a Jessica Jones in the Daredevil universe rather than Jessica Jones transported to the Daredevil universe. Which, as we said last week, is probably why, She-Hulk, Daredevil's appearance in that works so well, because he's Daredevil in She-Hulk rather than he's Daredevil appearing in She-Hulk. He's lighter, there's a funny aspect to it, and an element of fun involved in that. Okay, so Jessica Jones season 3, you liked?
I think it was my favorite season of Jessica Jones.
Oh,
yeah,
good praise indeed. So with that in mind, what did you rate the other ones? Jessica Jones season 2 was a 6.5.
Yeah, you did not love that one.
And Jessica Jones season 1 was so long ago, a 7. So
this one is 7.5.
So you're giving it the same as the Punisher, actually.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Punisher season 2 and Jessica Jones season 3. I was not looking forward to watching either of them, and then I really enjoyed both of them.
So which comes back to our point, though. Is it because by that point they knew that they were no longer continuing on Netflix. So Netflix were like, you know what? Let's have fun with it. Let's do our thing. That's the way to think about it.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe, but like it's almost like they saved the best for last, almost, and then they kind of, or maybe they went out on a bang. I mean, like, but wouldn't they have wanted to continue?
Yeah, but they'd gone at this point. They knew they weren't keeping them. Disney had fully pulled the plug. So Netflix were like, well, we'll do what we want to do. Like, you give them that a little bit more freedom.
Which then goes into, they should always just do what they want to do. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it just...
I mean, remember, Kevin Feige was quite protective and
I know.
over the top about everything. And if you go back to the early Marvel stuff, he had to pass all of his film stuff past what they called the Holy Trinity, which was, I can't think who it was, but it was Bob Iger and a couple of Marvel
two other people, yeah.
Just that these final seasons are so good, and such a shame because I don't know, it makes you want more. But I understand why they didn't, because of everything was happening behind the scenes. And truly, I think if we got more, they wouldn't have been as good. So I think it's always better to leave us wanting more rather than giving us a final season that was horrible.
Yeah,
like Game of Thrones season 6,
Cloak and Dagger season 2,
or the last season of Game of Thrones.
So, okay, Jessica Jones season 2, I'm going to say, or season 3, definitely watch. Loved it.
That is one I think, because when I was doing my rewatch with you, Mal, I think for whatever reason, I did not do. Yeah, I didn't do Jessica Jones season 3. I don't think I did not do it on purpose.
But
I think I just went to something
I confessed last week. I don't think I've seen Jessica Jones season 3. I think I've
definitely
finished
watch it.
I definitely, I know I watched it at least once when it first aired. And I don't think I've seen it since then. So it's been a long time.
Highly recommend.
Okay.
Everybody should watch.
Okay. And then after Jessica Jones season 3, we had Ant-Man and the Wasp.
So I don't think I've seen Ant-Man and the Wasp since it came out. I think I've seen... Stop biting the flowers.
Goddamn kids.
Kids. My dad bought me a bouquet of flowers because I hosted dinner last night, and Fester enjoys sniffing them and then biting them.
I'm with
That's about right.
Yeah. Like a child. So, stop staring at it. What was it talking? Oh, so I don't think I've seen... I know I saw Ant-Man multiple times. I think I only saw Ant-Man and the Wasp once, and I saw Quantumania once. And I remember really enjoying Ant-Man and the Wasp the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
And this time I was like, okay, like it was fine. It was good. It pushed a story forward. I actually forgot that, is her name Ghost? The woman who
Ghost,
was Thunderbolts. I had no recollection of her being in this movie.
Oh, I mean, that was like a key element, really.
No recollection. I remember
her and Morpheus, right?
No recollection at all. Like even seeing her in Thunderbolts, I was like, I don't even know if she looks familiar.
I was gonna say, I was like, I did. Did you get to Thunderbolts? Is that the last one that you've seen from the more recent ones? Yeah. So you're watching Thunderbolts. You're like, who's this person? Never seen her before.
Yeah, 100%. I think my favorite part of Ant-Man and the Wasp was the relationship between Scott and the FBI agent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love their relationship. I also love, and like I knew it, but it was a good reminder that what's the agent's name?
I'm looking it up now. Is it Randall Park?
I think it's Park, Agent Park. Yeah.
No, the actor's name is Park.
It's Randall Park.
Oh,
racist.
Yeah,
I was right. Well, one of the things was accurate. It was his name.
He says Jimmy Woo.
Jimmy Woo.
You want to talk about racism? Guy's name's Randall Park. His character name's Jimmy Woo. I mean,
so the card trick that Scott Lang does, where he pulls the card out from behind his daughter's ear, and Agent Woo was like, "Can you teach it to me?" And he goes, "No." He does it in WandaVision, Agent Woo. Yeah. So you can see he's and I love those like little things where they cross over.
Those little nods.
I mean, I remember somebody pitching that idea, again, tangent, but pitching the idea after WandaVision of Randall Park. And who else was it? It was Randall Park and
Darcy.
Sorry?
Darcy.
And Darcy having an X-Files style show in the Marvel
That would have been
universe.
so much fun. I would have watched that. I would have watched
Right,
more.
right.
Yeah.
And did I read
Missed
something?
opportunities.
Did
Missed
Darcy? Did I read
opportunities.
something that Darcy's back? She'd said
Sorry?
something. Darcy had said something about appearing in the new Avengers movie.
Yeah, Kat Dennings, I think, did
Hinted at it
allude.
or said something in an
She
interview.
hinted to being involved with either Doomsday
So
or Secret Wars.
There's still a chance. There's still a chance that we get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
So
It was
Ant-Man and
fun.
the Wasp.
More Luis. I love him. I forgot the whole XCon thing. I forgot that
Oh,
Walt Goggins-
the XCon security company.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
like it was so many things I forgot about this movie, and it was fun. It's not as fun as Ant-Man. I definitely think it's more superhero-y than
Yeah.
comedy movie, and I think that's the difference. I know we talked about that ages ago. I do think, obviously, we know it's important for Endgame, everything that happens in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was fine. It was fine. I was like, I feel like I enjoyed it more the first time through than I did this time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I have a confession to make about Ant-Man. I never watched Quantumania all the way through. I got about halfway through that movie and just was so turned off by the tone of it that I think I just skipped to like the last like 15 minutes just to see how it ended. Because it just didn't have that Ant-Man type feel. It didn't have that loose.
I think I saw it in the cinema, and then I think I saw it when it came out in Disney Plus, or I started watching it when it came out in Disney Plus, but I didn't finish it. So yeah, that's a good point. I think it's something that I should probably go back and watch again.
I may give that one another go. One another go.
We can all watch it together when I get to it on the list.
That's what we should do. That is what.
There we go. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a watch party.
Yeah. So Ant-Man and the Wasp is a definite step down, I think, from Ant-Man.
Yeah.
But still a step up from Quantumania, from what I remember.
But yeah, I don't think I rated Quantumania very high at all.
And I feel like Quantumania probably suffered because of what was happening with off-screen. With the actor, this idea that it was meant to be a central part of Phase 5. It was going to build towards something in Phase 5.
That was Kang, right? That was Kang.
Yeah. And it was supposed to build towards something in Phase 5, and then obviously all that got wiped out. So you were a little bit like, okay, it's hard to manage those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So what?
But at that point, the controversy with the actor from Kang wasn't a thing yet, was it?
It wasn't a thing, but I think the whole thing with Kang was there. Was it though? I think.
You know what? We can put a pin in this, and we can research it when we get to Quantumania.
Yeah,
good idea. See, look at Mallory moving us along.
Because we're getting off on this tangent that is weeks early.
Yeah, it is. It is weeks early. I'm just looking. It's like weeks early. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I mean, that's an important tangent for us. Okay, you're really excited to talk about Infinity War. That's what I'm getting from this conversation. So give us...
No, I just know how much we have to get through this episode.
Okay. Talk to us about Ant-Man and the Wasp rating. What did you give it?
Yeah, give us a rating.
6.5.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. I gave it a 7.
Yeah.
I'm
going to rewatch it before I rate it. I think that's only fair.
I've given it a 7 because I love Lewis. I think he's great. His character. I love the Matchbox where he's like, pick a car, and he's just like, oh, I want this one. It's like,
Well, see, that's complicated. Because when I first met Scotty, he was in a bad place. And I'm not talking about Cell Block D. His wife had just filed for divorce. And I was like, damn, homie, she dumped you when you're on lockup? And he was like, yeah, I know. I thought I was going to be with her forever. But now I'm all alone. And I was like, damn, homie, you know what? You got to chin up because you'll find a new partner. But you know what? I'm Luis. And he says, you know what? I'm Scotty. And we're going to be best friends.
Okay. Avengers Infinity War.
Okay. Avengers Infinity War. Also, a movie that I think I enjoyed more the first time around.
Really?
The rewatch. Listen, I still loved it. I still thought it was a good movie, but it didn't touch me as much as like I think it did the first time around.
Okay.
I know I've seen Endgame a lot more than I've seen Infinity War. I know that one still holds for me at least, and we'll see again during the rewatch.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't know. It's still good. I still get angry. I still like. There's still good lines that I enjoy. But I feel like it was much better the first watch through. Still a good movie though.
I think that movie has some of the most iconic scenes in the entire MCU. I will never, there's and I there are certain scenes that will always like replay in my head, like a reel of like just of clips, and the clip of Captain America running for the first time in the first Avenger and falling through the window and then picking up the taxi door. That's something that's always going to be burned in my head. Captain America catching that spear beyond the train tracks was that Glasgow or Edinburgh they were in?
Edinburgh.
It was Edinburgh.
Right here, baby.
Yep, right here. Well, we're right there, I should say, not here. Catching that spear, and as the train goes by, and then it's like, yeah, Cap's back. Like that will just, bring home. I just that battle as well in Wakanda.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best war scenes. I don't know. I hear what you're saying.
I'm not saying I didn't like it at all. I just think that all those things hit harder the first time when you don't know they're coming. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. I still very much enjoyed the movie. I just feel like when you know they're coming, like kind of what Matt was saying with Thor Ragnarok. Like he thought that like it's not as funny. Like the more you watch it, it loses like the humor. I feel like the awe of Infinity War, you lose a little bit of that. I still very much enjoyed it.
So based on that, it's just Infinity War because you've lost it all.
You lost the or.
All right. Can I also tell you another issue I had while watching Infinity War that I never put together?
Go on.
The fight scene in New York where you have Wong, Doctor Strange, and Iron Man.
Yeah. And Banner.
He's not there. He got pushed through a portal. Iron Man should not have engaged because of the Sokovia Accords. This whole thing, he and Cap got into this whole fight where Cap didn't want to, only do what like the army tells him to do.
Yeah.
He wanted to be able to fight when the fight was called for. And then here you have Iron Man not even calling it in, just deciding, oh yeah, I'm going to join in this fight. So
there's literally aliens coming down from outer space. Like, what is he supposed to do? Just sit in his hands and be like, "Oh, I need to rape the general."
That was always Cap's argument.
That was
exactly
Cap's
why Cap
argument.
didn't do it because he was like, "I've got to wait for somebody to give me permission. I've got to do what they tell me is right. And if they tell me not to fight these aliens, then I've got to stand back and let the aliens take over." That was just, I get it. I like it, Mallory. I like it.
Thank you. I was very upset. I was like, "Oh, fuck yourself, Iron Man," because you just had a whole fight with your buddy about this, and we've even spoken.
They weren't really buddies.
They were buddies.
There was mutual respect, but we've had this conversation.
We were colleagues from work.
We were colleagues.
Colleagues from work.
Hold on. No. You were both wrong. Tony Stark literally said they were friends.
Yeah.
That was the end of Civil War where Cap goes,
I thought we were
he's
friends.
my friend. And he goes, no. Cap goes, he's my friend. And Tony goes, so were we.
Yeah.
They were friends. You guys are ruining their friendship. They were friends until that fight. And then here's Tony just going off and doing what he wants in contradiction to the Sokovia Accords. He is wrong. You two are wrong. I am right. Cap is right. Case closed.
I'm waiting for Mallory to say lawyered.
I was going to say, she's just lawyered Iron Man.
Yeah.
Cap was always right. I was always on Cap's side. Whether it's the comic book or the film versions, I've always been on Cap's side. He was always right in that regard. I know Luch...
Was I flipped?
Yeah. Luch was... I think...
I was Team Iron Man until reading more about it. Until the film. And then I'm like, no, I'm Team Cap.
Yeah. So it's definitely an interesting one. But yeah, you're right. Okay, that's a significant issue to have. Iron Man's just off doing something.
You know what? I'll give that to you, Mal. I'll give it to you.
Flip.
Okay.
All right.
So, movie was still really good. Hold on, the cat's needs to be involved.
Yeah. What did you think, Fester?
He was asleep through the whole movie.
Fester's waiting for Catwoman to be good.
So are we.
There's some more positive things, not just big plot holes that I noticed. There's I am still angry though at Chris Pratt. And not Chris Pratt himself, but Star-Lord. Like he's just a perpetual child who can't like keep his shit together for 2 seconds to like win.
Well, he's never had I mean that character, at least the version of Star-Lord that we get in this, because there are multiple versions throughout comics, is he never really grew up.
No.
He never had a
You know,
parent.
he never developed that emotional maturity to be able to analyze a situation. He's pretty much a 10-year-old in a 40-year-old's body.
Yeah.
You know,
No, it's true.
Yeah.
And it still just makes me angry.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Like, you know, any child's going to do the same thing, but like, you can beat him up when the gauntlet's off his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The beginning of Infinity War always makes me irate because they basically have killed off most of the Asgardians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Including, I mean, obviously we know Loki's gone. We know, Idris Elba's character. What's his name?
Heimdall.
Yep, he's gone after saving Hulk.
The Warriors 3, they're all dead.
Warriors 3. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that scene erases the point of Ragnarok. What I think they should have done, because like the whole point of Ragnarok is that Asgard's a people, not a place.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you're killing off most of the Asgardians, not just the warriors. What I think they should have done was moved this fight into New Asgard, because obviously, like we know, because of what happens, that some of them got away with Valkyrie and they, you know, created New Asgard. I think the fight should have occurred on New Asgard with Valkyrie moving the people out of the town and then the fighters staying to fight. That way, you're not really getting the people aren't dying. It's just the warriors that are dying. Because I think that, you know, because of how many people died, I think for me, it kind of diminishes the point of Ragnarok.
Okay.
Mallory, I'm upset with you because you're coming up with some really good things that I didn't really think about.
The whole reason that we did this. It's crazy. It's like
no, you know what? No, but that is a very good point.
It's like one of us knew the script and stuck to it.
And we've all been there. And we've all been there.
We have.
So I don't mean to shatter the glass. The movie is still really good. I just could have made it better.
You're making me rethink my rating. Like I feel like I overrated it. It's still great, I agree, but maybe it's not the 9.5 that I gave it.
Well, I mean, so what?
Maybe it's a 9.
The significant achievement with Infinity War was it was to that point the best Marvel movie.
And was also enormous in both scope and character and number of characters that each one of them had adequate screen time. You know what I mean? It's not like everybody on there, with the exception, maybe even Loki, even though he's only on screen for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, it's a memorable 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, the stuff with Banner, like having that like emotional, you know, fight with the Hulk, not wanting to come out to play, like that was a fun little aspect to it as well.
Tangent here, but that's the Hulk movie I want to see in the 5 years, in the blip. How the Hulk goes from being the Hulk to Professor Hulk.
To Professor Hulk, yeah.
Yeah, like I want to see that in a movie. I want to see that progression, that how he manages to overcome that.
Would that work for a 90-minute movie? I mean, would that be better as like a mini series?
I was going to say, or give me a mini series, which is basically just Banner and Hulk going to counseling. Like a sitcom where they are literally going to counseling, sitting with
who's the shrink of the superheroes?
Did you guys ever watch the show Lucifer?
Yes, I love that show.
So there's a therapist who ends up being the devil's therapist, played by Rachel Harris. She should just do it.
She's phenomenal. She's so great in that show.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we've got the right person there to do it already. I don't think you'd enjoy doing it, but I mean, Jon Favreau could have been
as Happy.
Happy Hogan as the therapist.
I mean, that's what you need. Happy sitting there like, I'm not a therapist, and then Banner basically therapizes Hulk and himself in this whole thing, while Happy is just a side character to this. Meanwhile, what you do is you intersperse that with some mini adventures, some things that are taking place outside of it, and how they're working together more, and they're building a relationship, and they're building trust between the Hulk and Banner, and those sorts of moments. Even throwing some sad Hulk music.
Oh, definitely throwing lots
maybe
of sad Hulk.
maybe an Ed Norton cameo.
I always pick an Ed Norton cameo.
Isn't there a rumor about them doing like in Battle World, and either whether it's Doomsday or Secret Wars, a like World War Hulk like sequence?
But Ed Norton is Banner's Hulk.
Yeah.
Right, like, that's the issue.
Ed Norton and Mark Ruffalo are the same.
They're the same. Yeah. They're in the same universe. Yeah.
Which is why
it's the same person.
I was gonna say, which is why we get in Captain America, we get a cameo.
Yeah.
Just voice only, but we get that cameo, which is a throwback to the original.
That's true. Yeah.
And I think Mark Ruffalo says at one point that
last time I was in New York, I kind of broke it. Yeah.
Right. And I think he also did the whole, he said like he shot himself in the mouth and the big guy spit it back out. And I think that's in like a sequence in the Ed Norton, like the beginning.
It's the opening.
Yeah.
We see Ed Norton, he gets, and it gives you that very comic book opening.
Yeah.
You have those moments.
It's the same character. I mean,
it's the thing, yeah. It's just Rob.
Pretend like Ed Norton and Mark Ruffalo are the same person.
But that's what I mean. It's you do it. You do it. There's a scene in The Rock's movie Welcome to the Jungle where he's walking into a bar and Arnold Schwarzenegger's walking out, and they always thought it as like the handing over moment of the action reigns in Hollywood, and Arnie's like, "Have fun in there," and as they pass each other, and I mean, you could have that moment where they look at each other and they're like, and then just keep moving. Yeah. But I don't think Norton would do it. Like that's
well, I don't think they want Norton anymore.
No, he was. The story is that he was a total arse when it came to it. He was like, I've made this film, now I'm done with it. And they were like, well, no, you've got to do all the press that goes with it. This is a Marvel movie. No. This is a big thing. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm moving on. I'm done. But yes, Infinity War.
I'm going to give it an 8. I still really enjoyed it. Yeah. I mean, I can nitpick all day. I still think Marvel should hire me and I'll make everything better.
I feel like I need to drop my score.
Peer pressure.
I mean, I'm still going to keep it at I mean, listen, I gave it a 9.5, and I think with all of this, I think I'm going to have to drop it to a 9.
No, I'm changing it. I'm giving it an 8.5.
I'm a solid 9.
I still really enjoyed. I mean, I always think everything needs more Bucky. I also think that I don't rewatching it again. I don't know if I necessarily agree with how Loki died. I agreed that why he had to die. I agree with him actually standing up, but him being choked to death, I feel like wasn't the death that Loki deserved.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I feel like almost the death of Loki in Infinity War was I think borderline anticlimactic.
I think you'd be really pissed off if you didn't know that he was returning.
Yeah.
But
it's that whole thing. It's that whole thing with Loki where you're like, and I get that it's an earlier version.
They hadn't announced the show yet.
Sorry?
Because they hadn't announced the show at the time of Infinity War.
Yeah.
I remember theorizing before Endgame that they were going to use the Time Stone to go all the way back so that the Asgardians wouldn't die and Loki wouldn't be dead.
Yeah.
Because they had not announced the show.
Mm.
And it plays into, so that's what I was going to say. Sorry, before we go tangented, is what I love about Infinity War is it's a fantastic and almost perfect Marvel movie, and you thought they've raised the bar. How are they going to beat this? And as you said, so many iconic moments in itself in that movie, and then they give us Endgame, and you were like, oh,
yeah. How could they? You didn't think they could raise the bar?
Yeah.
I did not know how they were going to top. I mean, it's also one of those movies where it's like the Avengers lost. Like that movie ended on a downer.
Yeah,
and you're like, where are they going to go from here?
Yeah.
Like, how are they going to fix this, or can they fix it? And is it going to be? Are they going to make it better?
Yeah,
I know.
And they did.
My favorite was that Mark Ruffalo actually did spoil it, but nobody caught it. And Don Cheadle gives him a look. Like during press, somebody was like, "Oh, what happens in the movie?" And I think Mark Ruffalo goes, "Everybody dies."
Yeah.
But like you never believe that because why would everybody die? It's an Avengers movie. And Don Cheadle gives him a look, and everyone's like, "Oh, ha 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 ha."
Yeah.
To be fair, everyone did not die; just half the population died.
Just have the population, and it pretty much only left the original Avengers and Rocket.
Yeah,
And what's her face?
Nebula.
Nebula. Thank you. Yeah.
Everyone who did not have as much screen time as everyone that did die.
Speaking of which, did you see
Cool.
her social media from Jumanji 3?
No.
They're filming Jumanji 3 at the moment. So I'd seen that The Rock and Kevin Hart had been doing stuff. And then I was just scrolling through TikTok the other day, and she popped up, and she's like, she's in a trailer in full Jumanji garb, and she's like, I should be learning my lines right now, but my Uber driver played me this song, and now I'm here doing this. It's just her, like, jamming out to this really random song that her Uber driver played her. So
There you go.
there we go. Right, 1 minute. What do you want?
He just said I want to
Use
poop.
my phone. Sorry. Once I finish this, right, 15 minutes, I'll make you toast. You can eat it that.
We're not getting through the entire second half of this episode.
You are?
Kids have no concept of time. It's okay.
We're not going to get through the whole second half of the things we wanted to talk about.
He's eating popcorn. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So after I finished, we're done with Infinity War.
Yeah,
it's
I think
enough.
we're done with
It's enough. All right. Then I went through end credit scene. So first I did the Captain Marvel mid credit scene.
Yeah.
It takes place post snap. So if you remember the end credit scene of Infinity War, Fury has Bird Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
End credit scene of Captain Marvel, or mid credit scene of Captain Marvel, is it's like the 6 Avengers. They have the beeper plugged into something, and then it stops transmitting, and they're like, "What is this?" And then all of a sudden, Captain Marvel appears. Woohoo! Then we did the Ant-Man and the Wasp credit scenes.
Mm.
So the first credit scene was Scott is going into the quantum realm, and they're supposed to bring him back up, but everybody has been dusted.
Yeah.
Stuck. And the second one is it's like the broadcast is like going. It's like you have the siren going in the background, and then you have a big ant playing the drum kit in Scott's house, which is funny.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I remember that one. Yep.
It's fun, but definitely moving the story forward. And then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5, Episodes 19 through 22. I feel like we basically talked about this in the beginning.
I just want to skip over it, Mal. It's up to you.
Okay, so this is where I'm intrigued. I'll ask the question for you here.
Yeah.
It says concurrent with Infinity War. What happens that makes it concurrent with Infinity War?
Oh, I'll tell you. Okay. Basically, one of the characters has taken in all this gravitonium, and he's in Chicago trying to get more gravitonium, and it's not but at the same time they're commenting on that there's aliens in New York. Yeah, and the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents are like, we can't deal with that. We have to deal with this. So
okay.
Okay.
Yes, that's why it's concurrent with
but it doesn't have anything impacted by that story other than
it's just a mention. It seems like there's aliens in New York. Okay.
Yeah,
this is too big for us to not mention in this.
Yeah.
Right. And it definitely ends pre-snap, because obviously there is some time in between the aliens in New York and the snap, because nobody gets dusted. And between the commenting about it and the end of the season, it's a pretty short in time. But yeah, as I said, it's supposed to be the series finale. It wasn't the series finale. But as a series finale, I actually think it was pretty good, because it does give you full loop. Because the end of it, Coulson is about to die from his wounds from Loki's scepter. What had been stopping basically the scepter from killing him all this time, that magic is gone because of Firehead.
Oh, Ghost Rider. Yeah, the demon had burnt through the.
No. It was it was the deal they made.
Oh, that was it. That's right. Okay, I'm sorry.
It was the deal they made.
Yeah.
And then it ends with him dying on an island in Tahiti.
Okay.
So it was full circle. I love a good
with
first
Melinda May.
with Melinda May.
Yep.
Okay.
So I love the full circle moment. I think it would have been a great series finale, but it was, considering it wasn't, fine.
ABC were like, so we found some money.
Yep.
And we've got a window.
Do you have story? No? Okay. We're going to give you this money anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, they literally went into the writer's room and they were like, so we found some money and we've got a window on the schedule. Are you interested? And they were like, yes. And they're like, have you got any stories? And they were like, conversation's over. And we said, yes, please leave the room. And then they were like, we've got nothing. Where are we going, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that's a significant watch. And I mean, as you've said there, Infinity War is just great. Jessica Jones, season 3. Standard.
Definitely watch.
Yeah.
Definitely watch. If you haven't watch. And truly, if you haven't watched Jessica Jones, I don't think you really need the other 2 seasons to watch season 3.
Yeah.
They give you enough.
Okay.
Good. Okay. So so watch season 1 and watch season 3. Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Think about season 2.
All right. And then, okay, so I know I mentioned that I had a question, but because of where I am in Marvel, and I know I've done a lot of talking, I still want to ask you guys this question because it's actually fits in directly to where I'm at. And you guys already kind of touched on it without realizing it.
Oh.
So looking at my upcoming list.
We're good at that. We've both got records for
it. Looking at the upcoming list, there's not much that happens during the blip.
Yeah.
I know moving forward, we get a lot of shows that kind of, go back in time and you see some things that happen during the blip.
Yeah.
But we always talk about these one-off shows that don't need to be connected to the wider universe. What types of things do you guys think we could be seeing that, or we should have, like missed opportunities like that Smart Hulk show could have happened in that 5-year period?
Ronin. Hawkeye's Ronin.
Yeah, Hawkeye's Ronin would be a great.
Show us Dark Ronin. Show us him running about.
Yeah, that would be a phenomenal miniseries. I like the Smart Hulk. I like the fact that what Black Widow's doing those 5 years. She's pretty much like trying to keep the Avengers together, kind of like running that whole show, and what she's doing. She's the quarterback. I mean, she's essentially, You could even have a Steve Rogers cameo because he's kind of working with people like in a support group, as we see at the beginning of Endgame, him checking in with, from what it sounds like, Black Widow's been at the Avengers compound in upstate New York for almost that entire 5 years, unless she's going on a little mission or whatever, tracking Ronin. I mean, that could be, you could literally have that be the show, is if ScarJo would come back to Marvel, which is probably not likely just based upon the fact that she's allegedly joining DC. That could be that would be a great show.
I mean, she's producing stuff for Disney.
She is.
So she's still there and producing stuff for Marvel. I'm under the impression that she's got some production credits on upcoming stuff.
Actually, I didn't know that. But if that's the case, then that would be great. I mean, that would be an awesome show.
And we live in a world where Green Lantern can appear, not Green Lantern, Manta can appear as Wonder Man and Manta in DC. Do you know what I mean? Like they're acting.
Yeah.
It's while I did make reference, I think I might not have said it here. I was talking to somebody, but I talked about how we're ironically back in the 20s. We're in 2020s, but we've gone back to that studio era where there's only 3 or 4 big studios producing films, and everybody's contracted to do 5 to 10 movies. The difference was they were only allowed to do those movies, whereas here, you sign onto a Marvel film, you've just got to be available at this point, this point, and this point.
Yeah,
sort of approach.
What about any comics or superheroes we haven't seen that would be good for a one-off show in this in-between where you're not worried about a bigger superhero? I know you guys have mentioned Squirrel Girl once.
Squirrel Girl, that would be fun. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
But I'm going to go back and say Heroes for Hire.
No, Luke Cage is definitely blipped.
Okay, can I tangent here for a second? Okay, because this was part 1 of my news for later, but as you mentioned it, not me, so I'm going to bring it up anyway. Michael Coulter recently did an interview, like within the last 72 hours, that he has had conversations with Marvel about returning and reprising his role as Luke Cage, and he mentioned obviously Kristen's back in Daredevil season 2 as Jessica Jones. He goes, I recently talked to Finn Jones, that he's been having conversations, and he apparently was on the lot with Finn Jones, because there's actually someone, I saw a picture of a blurry picture from far away, what looks like a very large black man and a not as large skinny white man, thinking that it is Michael Coulter and Finn Jones
I'd take it.
leaving.
I'd take it.
Leaving. Yeah.
And-
So we could actually get Heroes for Hire.
We could. I mean, White Tiger.
Also great. Yes.
We get White
Got a little
Tiger
bit of
in
that.
Daredevil. Maybe that's
do.
where White Tiger takes up the mantle, is because there's this gap.
I like that. I like that a lot.
The problem is there's so many of them are attached to the X-Men as well.
Well, now X-Men's
True.
in Disney, so they could definitely.
But it
you could have
wasn't pre-blip, was it?
But they
no,
are
not
now.
pre-blip.
They can do a pre-blip. They could do a post-snap whatever show with them.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose. It's trying to find the ones that aren't Spider-Man universe or X-Men universe.
Yeah.
In that way, like I'd love to see Black Cat appear in something. I think I'm playing through the game at the moment. You get Black Cat, and
Those are great. Those
Yeah.
are great with the Black Cat.
I
moments
saw
in there.
another podcast, and they were talking to, oh my god, what's his name? Who created Deadpool? The writer, I'm sure it's Tim something. Who created Deadpool? And they were asking him. They were just doing quick fire, and they were like, Tobey Maguire or MCU Spider-Man. And
I saw that same clip.
They were going through it, and then they were like Insomnia Games Spider-Man, and he's like Insomnia Games, and it basically just went Insomnia Games. For all we know, the Spider-Man Miles Morales stuff, the Into the Spider-Verse stuff, could well be taking place during the blip, because we have this idea that Spider-Man's dead.
That's true.
That is true.
Just stop him from talking.
That is true. Yeah, you could. Yeah, Miles Morales could totally be swinging around somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, there's some street level ones that you'd like to see, but I'd like to see. I think the ones that we've been introduced to, I'd like to see some of them going off and doing things. I'd like to see.
I mean, I'd like to know if Frank was blipped.
Yeah.
Because I mean, because what we learn about Hawkeye's Ronin in Endgame is he's almost taken on a Punisher type role. He's going after cartels and people who have taken advantage of the fact that the blip occurred, in a lethal way. He's not using guns; he's using a sword. But I don't know.
What did I just see there? I was looking. I'd like to see that, and what I'd like to see is Frank and Ronin interact.
Ooh, that would be fun. Well, but as Hawkeye as Ronin, though, as his alter
Hawkeye
ego.
as Ronin, and I'd like Frank to almost be the light side of that conversation.
Interesting.
Like,
Fair.
do you know what I mean? Like, because that would show how far Ronin or Hawkeye had gone.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine Frank pulling somebody back? Like, okay, it's a little too brutal.
Yeah.
Like, let's dial it back a little bit, dude.
Elektra.
Okay, I'm with you there.
We all know what happens with Elektra. She dies, she comes back. She dies, she comes back. She dies, she comes back. The whole thing with Elektra, the hands and stuff. But you could have that explored. Like, do we find out if Daredevil was blipped? I can't remember if that happens. If there's that conversation.
Good point. I don't know.
Daredevil was blipped pre-blip in that he just disappeared off the face of the earth, and then came back. And as Mallory said, none of his friends at any point decided to go looking for him.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean, you could have that as well. You could explore that and the underground of New York City and the vacuum that was left. Which villains were blipped? Who wasn't?
Because we know that Kingpin wasn't blipped.
Sorry?
We know Kingpin wasn't.
Yeah.
Blipped. We know that from the Hawkeye show.
Yeah.
And obviously from...
Yeah, because he's running about with Echo. Yep. And Echo's dad, more importantly. Ronin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's loads of characters we'd like to see, I think. But
I thought it'd be an interesting, limited series that you don't necessarily need to connect to the larger universe.
Howard the Duck.
Oh, done. That's it.
Howard the Duck
That's it.
traveling through space looking for his friends.
That'd be good.
Who got blipped and who didn't, and he's just on this adventure trying to figure out who it was.
I like that.
So,
I'm with it. Or how about John C. Reilly's character from the Nova Corps? Just his 5 years.
yeah. Justin Hammer.
That would be funny.
Justin Hammer just out there trying to do his thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, there's some good ones, but also Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl. I mean, there's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, the animated.
Oh yeah,
That's on Disney Plus as well.
Mhm.
You're not doing an animated series, so you've escaped that one. Well, but
And I think
watched
that's
a couple of
more
episodes
aimed
with Molly.
at that's more aimed at kids, isn't it?
Well, I think yes, but it tickles me that we've got Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, and we've got the Runaways, where she's got a pet dinosaur.
Mm.
It was like clearly somebody was like, I really want dinosaurs in the MCU. Like Stanley sat there and was like, somebody needs a dinosaur, and two people came up with this idea of a girl with a pet dinosaur.
More.
They could just go watch the movie Theodore Rex with Whoopi Goldberg and get everything that they want right
They
there.
could go watch the original Mario movie. And,
Oh yes, even better. John Leguizamo,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
Luigi.
There's
Opposite
Luigi,
Bob
yep.
Hoskins Mario.
Yep.
Okay. So, was that your question? Are you happy with those answers, Mallory? Did you
I
have
like
anything
those
to add to it?
No. I was just curious because you guys know more about like the comic books and like who we haven't seen. So I was just kind of curious what you guys thought.
It's that frustrating part where there's so many series they could be doing about characters, but you know that there's a spreadsheet somewhere that says you can't use this because it's Sony's, and you can't use this because
Right.
it's Fox's. And at least now that line is only Sony.
It's really just Sony. It's really just Spider-Man in that
Yeah.
universe because everything else is now under. Because once they bought 20th Century Fox, it's all under.
So I'm assuming that what happens post Avengers. What's it called? That's something. Forget what the word films are called. Secret Wars. I was like, there's wars. Post Secret Wars is we get a full reset. I think we get a full reset.
I think so too.
New universe where we've got everybody.
But I almost don't want a full reset. Like I don't know if I want the same. I don't want another Captain America. I don't want another Thor. Like I want just give me new characters.
Well, this is what I was going to say. Is I think what they do with that though is they play a really smart game where they go, well, what we're going to do is we're going to go X-Men first. We're going to go mutants. Mutants come in. We can tie that timeline together for mutants. Now they have to
because that's been a mess since 2000. That's been a mess. That whole Fox X-Men timeline has been all kinds of insane.
So we get X-Men as the center of that universe rather than Avengers as the center of that universe. And then I think what we get is they sort of transition to bringing in those Avengers, and we start getting that idea of the mix of the two.
So you're saying that the X-Men is like the A team?
Yeah, I think we get the X-Men and we get Fantastic Four, and we have those two traveling together, and then you throw the Avengers in the middle there. But who knows? If we get Daredevil season 3, that'll really throw. If Daredevil season 2 drops this month, and then in 6 weeks' time they go, by the way, in 6 days' time probably, because it's like 6 days after they launch the first one, they know, and they go, right, we're getting a Daredevil season 3. All of a sudden you're like, oh my god, that means what happens after Secret Wars? We're gonna, or is it gonna be set before? Who knows?
I mean, that kind of opens up the possibility for the street level. It could bring back the Defenders as well, like as another team.
Not all of the Defenders, just Heroes for Hire.
Or just Heroes for Hire. Listen, I still want Knights of the Dragon as well.
Yeah, no, you're right. Knights. Oh, we could do a Knights of the Dragon show during the blip.
That would be great. Knights of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Colleen Wing, Misty Knight. Boom.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just had something quick to add. We're in March, and this is the month that Daredevil season 2 drops, but also we are 3 days away. So by the time you've watched this episode or listened to this episode, One Piece season 2 will have arrived on Netflix. So excited! This looks so bright and so bubbly, and it's amazing. I was talking to somebody in work about this the other day, and I was like, this is proof that streaming works slightly better than TV, right?
Mhm.
Firefly came out and didn't do well on TV ratings because of various different reasons and got binned off. If Firefly was a streaming service, we'd have had season 8 by now. And it might have taken it 3 years for it to find its audience, but it would have found its audience and it would have gone. And One Piece is proof of that. One Piece came out 3 years ago and it took them 2 years.
Hi, Chester.
And it took them 2 years to get to the point where they were like, okay, we're doing season 2 sort of thing. There was that idea. So it was amazing to know that it found its audience. It took a while to find the audience they really needed it to, but then they were like, okay, we'll sign the check. So that's pretty...
A similar argument could be made for The Orville, which is Seth MacFarlane's, what started off as a Star Trek parody show, kind of, but has morphed into its own thing. He was recently, because they got 3 seasons, but the last one being on Hulu, which dropped all at one time, and it got a lot better reception than when it was on, I think it was a Fox show.
Yeah.
It was actually on Fox, yeah. And he just actually came out and said that season 4 is written. It's just when they do it.
Yeah.
So we've been fans of that show, which I am, has been waiting for that for a while. But you're right. I do think that but One Piece is proof that, yeah, it's just the streaming system does work. But then it also has a disadvantage too, because Netflix came out with another show a number of years ago. I'm not sure if you guys know of it, but I think it's called not Jupiter Ascending, because that was that crappy movie with Mila Kunis and Tatum. It was like another kind of like, not like The Boys, but similar to The Boys type of superhero show that only lasted 1 season. There was like this whole family of superheroes, like cousins and stuff like that. And then
I'm furiously typing this into Google searches and getting nothing. So
I wanted it was like maybe it was like Jupiter's Legacy or something like that.
Jupiter.
It was on Netflix.
Jupiter's Legacy. That's what it was.
Jupiter's Legacy. But that was so brilliant. And I remember when it came out, I think it came out during the pandemic. I want to say it was like in 2020 or 2021, because I know I was living in Jersey with Steph, and I remember watching that show. We were like, this thing is great. And then like a month later, they're like, oh yeah, and it's not getting a season 2.
So
that's like, a Netflix thing. Netflix is known for like releasing a show, has a great first season, great reception. They go, they do that all the time.
I know, and it sucks.
So that's based on a Mark Millar comic, and Mark Millar obviously signed.
I knew that was a comic book. I knew it. I knew it wasn't just.
He signed a deal with them, where Mark Millar's they basically got access to Miller World. So all.
Well, wait, hasn't Mark Millar done Daredevil?
He did write Daredevil at one point, yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, it's definitely one of those ones, and you're right. Like it just. But then, did it come to a sensible end?
Sort of. It kind of left on a little bit of a cliffhanger, actually.
Because
it kind of did have a little bit of a cliffhanger.
That's what Netflix has been good for, is picking up series that didn't get a chance to end and saying, we'll give you a one-off special. You've got 2 hours to tell the end of the story. And that works as well. That's obviously a benefit. Just looking at who produced it, Stephen S. DeKnight, who is basically, it's really funny, I'm watching Smallville, and he's a co-producer or a producer.
Really?
Like he's production. His name's on the credits, but it's way down the credits as you're watching that, and you're like, oh my god, he has literally built a career out of taking comic book stuff and turning it into.
Oh, that's a job right there. That's a job that I think you or I would have loved to have done.
Absolutely. And I'm almost sure. Let me confirm this before he says it. But yeah, he's been involved with Drew Goddard's Daredevil. He was the co-producer on Drew Goddard's Daredevil, so the original Daredevil series, Pacific Rim, Angel.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Spartacus, the newest Spartacus, but Smallville, wrote 15 episodes of that. So yeah, it's and Buffy, of course.
Well,
of course, you know. But yeah, it's quite interesting to see his name appear all over the place. So that was my update. You've got some news for us, Luch?
I do. Well, I already said my Michael Coulter news. And then the other news is it's March 15th, everybody. March 15th. If you watched our last podcast, Nathan Fillion. No, next week, next Sunday.
Next Sunday. Oh yeah, so it's yeah, you're right. Sorry, because we're
Yeah,
recording on a
so-
Saturday for a change.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So next Sunday, the 15th, Alan Tudyk and Nathan Fillion are actually doing a live Once We Were Spacemen podcast at AwesomeCon. And apparently that is where an official announcement about something in the Firefly world is coming. And we definitely know it's Firefly because the last video that came out, I think yesterday, was none other than Nathan Fillion meeting up with Adam Baldwin, donning his Jane hat.
Yeah.
So I am wearing another Firefly shirt today. Again,
It's where
I'm
we
going to keep wearing Firefly stuff until we know what is going on
It's
these podcasts.
where he shows up with a spare hat to give him, and he opens the door,
Yes,
eating an
and
apple
he has the hat
with the hat, and he's
with
like, "I
his
got one."
giant Jane knife,
Yeah,
eating an apple.
eating an apple, and then he's like, "Do you want some apple?" And Nathan Fillion pulls out an apple. He's like, "I brought one." I was like, "Yeah,"
and
The only
that goes back to an episode
yeah,
of
yeah.
why
The only person we've not seen yet then is and obviously is Alan Tudyk because
yes,
they do the
Because Wash is dead.
well.
Well.
There's loads of I did see there was a fan theory that I did see that was it's gonna be Summer Glau and Nathan Fillion, effectively post Serenity, and it's just the two of them left. So the other
everybody else has gone off and done their own thing, and it's I have read the same thing, and it's Summer and Mal, because Summer takes over at the end of Serenity essentially as the pilot.
Yeah,
she's the one flying the ship in that last scene before the buffer panel falls off Serenity, and it's them trying to get the crew back together again. I read a similar thing as well. The last piece of news that I have is near and dear to my heart. Christopher Paolini, who is the writer of the Inheritance Cycle, aka Aragon books, Kid, Dragon Rider, Magic Elves, all of that fun. There have been rumors of certain production hitting certain milestones when it comes to the Aragon show. And based upon the success of Percy Jackson the last 2 seasons, it seems like things are progressing with the Aragon show. They just recently announced that they've had 2 showrunners added. Max, you may know this guy, Todd Herfin, who's worked on shows like Psych and High Potential.
Okay.
And he's also along with Todd Helbing, who I don't know who he's done, but he apparently has worked with. Oh, and also Carrie Williamson, who's wrote the upcoming Highlander reboot. She's come on as one of the main writers on the Aragon show, obviously along with Paolini, who's serving as a writer and executive producer of the show. And this is a pretty big thing because I think they just handed off the first 3 completed scripts for the first 3 episodes of the show to the powers that be at Disney. So it's very possible that in the next 4 to 6 weeks, something along those lines, we'll know if it's gotten green lit to start actual pre-production, casting, building of sets, all of that kind of stuff. So I've been waiting for this for over 20 years. Almost 20 years since the movie came out in 2007, which was just a steaming pile of garbage. Thank you, Fox, for that. Fox, you just ruined everything I love, like Firefly and Aragon. But I'm hopeful that we could see.
Todd Helbing was producer and writer in the Arrowverse. Did a load of The Flash and Superman and Lois. So, yeah, he's got a good track record.
You got some track record there, yeah.
Pretty impressive. My news was that Star Trek news. 7 of 9 is getting a comic.
Yes,
which is going to be set post Picard, Star Trek Picard. So it's going to be set after that.
Which is the precursor to what people have wanted for a while in a Star Trek legacy show, with 7 of 9 being the new captain of the Enterprise. Enterprise at that point would have been E or G? No, Enterprise G. It would have been at that point.
Yeah,
I think that's where the comic book is coming in at. So yes, exciting.
We are in full Muppet mode here. Thanks, Moz. And Ryan Reynolds is apparently hinted that he's writing an R-rated X Factor. So a movie where Deadpool will appear and will be based in the X-Men universe. Hang on, I'm going to go back to that. Molly. Everybody's going to hear that. I'm putting that on the internet.
That's not going to deter her.
No, it's not. Right, keep it down for 5 more minutes. Apparently, Ryan Reynolds is also creating an R-rated X Factor. That is what he is looking at the moment. He doesn't want it to be a Deadpool movie. He wants it to be an X team-up movie with Deadpool, but R-rated. And there's rumors that they've looked at Cynthia Erivo to take on the mantle of Storm.
Veto.
Where do I know her from?
Veto.
Wicked. Mallory's vetoing it based on a relationship with Ariana Grande.
That's not why I veto it.
Why do you veto it?
I don't think she's kind to her fans. And I don't think, as somebody who's not kind to her fans, I don't think she should be joining any sort of superhero.
It would be a surprise. It would be something if she doesn't engage with the fan base, which is a key requirement of being involved in superhero movies.
Not just not engaging, she's mean to them.
Yeah.
I don't want her anywhere near superhero movies that I want to watch.
I mean, Storm's pretty mean sometimes.
The difference between being mean in the movie and mean to fans.
Yeah, fair. That was my news anyway. And that probably takes us to the limit. We can save our next question for the next episode. Which would be, we don't know when, but we'll get it out. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
Maybe a week from when you guys are listening to this. Who knows?
Maybe. I'm just thinking. Then I'm on holidays, right? Is that when I'm on holidays, or is that the one after?
I don't know when you're on holiday.
Yeah.
I don't know. You should know when you're on holiday.
Yeah, it's the 22nd.
We're not your wife.
Yeah.
So Molly asked me
You had your
earlier.
chance.
Molly said, "What time's our flight? Is it really early in the morning?" And I said, "I don't know." She goes, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Well, this is one of the rare occasions where we travel, and I've not organised it. My mother-in-law has done all the planning and all the organisation, so I just show up, and it's so nice to be able to just show up. Do you know what I mean? To know I'm just going. Don't have to worry about transfers and bags and all of that. Not me.
Yeah.
I just show up.
If you're leaving on the 22nd, this podcast that we're recording right now comes out on the 12th, which means we have one on the 19th.
Brilliant.
So that's
okay.
before you do.
So we'll get one more in then where I will ask the question as we look forward. Mallory, your challenge for this week is to take yourself from 87 up to 95. Bearing in mind, two of those are 22 episode arcs of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, that's true.
If I have to guess, I think I'll watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 6 and Blade 2.
I mean,
that would still be pretty impressive. I mean, that's quite a bit of, that's literally like 27 hours of television.
What I would say to you is, this could possibly be one of the places where we can play with things a little bit, because watching those Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we've separated them with Blade 2, and then you're going straight into Runaways. You could obviously dip Blade 3 in there, and Dark Phoenix could probably be shifted about if it made it easier for you. What I'm saying is if you want to drip feed a couple of movies in there just to break it up for you, they're the ones you should choose from. Blade 3, Dark Phoenix.
Like watch those in the middle of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, I'm just looking.
Yeah, I think we can kind of swap those around a little bit. Yeah, just to kind of break it up for you.
And we'll see. Well, the problem is, so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s been broken up.
Yeah.
For me by story arc.
Yeah.
And I don't know what story arcs start and end.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'll be okay. It also prevents me from watching 5 things in 1 week and then doing an episode like this.
I mean, an episode like this is always a good thing, because when we want to throw something together last minute, well, we can't do it because of illness. Having a couple of Mallory's Marvel's Madness to just put together makes everything good for everybody.
Because what we've learned today, children, is that I have really good opinions.
And a really bad attitude.
Yeah. And really, and so humble about it as well.
We can,
And that's the end of episode 32 of Not Quite Nerds. We are going to cut Mallory off, much like every judge she ever stands in front of.
Mute her now.
I am so much less obnoxious to judges.
Thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe and share with anybody you think might enjoy this. I was thinking about this. It came into me earlier. I was like, we are not quite nerds, and the whole point of us is that we are people who are not full nerds. We are not fully engaged in this. We are there for those that like to dip in and out of the Nerdverse. That's why we're here. We're here to be a guide, and we get things wrong as much as anybody else. But that's part of the fun of this adventure. So thank you for listening so far, and here's to another 32 episodes at least.
Da-na-na.